Hello, and welcome to another update video on Bitcoin. Bitcoin, hasn't really done much today. It's been extremely quiet. A very quiet day after the price has moved up over the last few weeks here into the resistance area. I wanted to take the opportunity to answer a question I received on Discord today, and I was asked if I prefer that we have topped here in the B wave, or we are topping in the B wave. So I wanna explain that for the benefit of everybody. And it's a bit of a, I mean, it's actually quite clear, but it's maybe a little bit difficult to explain and understand. So obviously we have no evidence at this point that a major bull market top has formed. It's absolutely possible that Bitcoin has formed the top. I could try to call the top now. It wouldn't be based on it. It wouldn't really be based on any evidence. It would just be based on a full wave count to the upside. That I would say, okay, in the orange scenario, it's absolutely possible that we have topped, but we haven't broken really any meaningful support. I haven't got any 5-wave move down. So I don't really have evidence that a major top has formed. So it would be very speculative. So that's why I still am tracking two bullish. I mean, that's not why I'm tracking two bullish scenarios. These two bullish scenarios exist, which kind of add weight to the idea that, well, there is really no major top. Again, there is one scenario in which we could have topped, but we would need further evidence, and considering that Q4 is normally quite bullish, I wouldn't really want to confirm at this point a major top. Rather, I'm monitoring this white scenario, which could lead us to one more high, and a broader ABC structure, which could also lead to another rally in a 1-2 setup in the blue scenario. These are the two scenarios. And the question, from a bullish point of view, and the question was if I prefer this B wave stopped. Now, I think it's important to understand that down here, like a couple of weeks ago, it didn't really matter, that question. Are we in a B wave, or are we actually in the 5th wave? Those who wanted to get some exposure had the chance to get positioned to trade either a B wave rally, which is difficult because B waves are the most difficult waves to trade and track. But also, obviously, together with this, there was the potential we're already in the 5th wave. And I highlighted to you, this year will likely be a decision area, and it is, right? So it's actually played out nicely. I have to say, this is currently a 3-wave move up. So it currently absolutely supports the idea of the orange B wave. Absolutely. It's just, again, I have no evidence that this B wave has topped. So because we're there on a very small time frame, we need some kind of, rejection from resistance or something that would tell me this B wave is topped. Because how could I prefer that? Normally, when we're looking for, I mean, these are already the likely scenarios that I'm showing you, right? Either this or this. And normally, when we look at Elliott Wave structures, I mean, this is already boiled down from the infinity of possibilities. So it's not pretty good to get 2 or 3 likely scenarios out of the infinity of what could happen, right? I mean, all the other scenarios that are not likely are already, like, they're kind of at the back of the line, right? I don't even show them, like triangles and all sorts of stuff. Normally when we're then looking at the scenarios, then we can look at the most likely ones and say, okay, well, look, scenario A kind of would look better than B. Or look, this one scenario would align better with what we would normally expect based on Elliott Wave rules and guidelines. But here, really, they are both likely, right? White and a broader wave 2 before we go higher, right? So it's not really that I can say, oh, this one would look best, because look, we've seen a rally into resistance. It's a 3-wave move up, but it could turn into something more bullish. There's really, at the moment, it's just a decision moment, so we don't really get much more clarity from the chart at the moment. It's really now about understanding what to look for to be able to distinguish between them. And we do that, or we get that understanding from observing microstructures. So how can we distinguish? If we get a break below this support zone here that we talked about, right? 113,580 to 115,830. If we get a break below this support area, then we can start to assume the B wave has topped, or at least I would then start to prefer the orange B wave has topped. See, at the moment, I don't even have a short trade setup or anything. There is no clear 5-wave move down and no break of support. We're still holding support, and technically, this is still a local uptrend. So this could turn into this white scenario with a 5-wave move up. It can't really be a B wave. So that would make orange be less likely if I get one more high. And that's how we can distinguish between them, really through observing micro price action. I cannot really say I prefer clearly that the B wave has topped or is topping. What I can tell you is it's played out beautifully, because in both scenarios we wanted to see the price get there. And now that we are in this decision area, we just have to let the market make the decision, and then we can follow the next, we can follow the roadmap once the market has told us what it wants to do. It's basically like the market is at a crossroads, really, yeah. And I mean, I can't tell you which route it will take, yeah. It's just we have already boiled it down to 2 to 3 very likely pathways. I think it's pretty good, and now we just need to monitor the micro price action to get that clarity which route to get that clarity as soon as possible, really. And I use 113,580 as the first key signal. In addition to that, if we get one more high, it would rather be the white scenario. So that's how we can distinguish them. Basically, we have reached a point where this B wave can top. It would not be a surprise if we now break down. It's just a key pivot we've arrived at. So hopefully that clears it up. Besides, not too much has happened. We're still holding support. I think today, it was really slow. Tomorrow we might get some volatility on Sunday, close to the weekly candle close. So that could be something interesting. I'll keep you updated. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you're interested in additional updates, make sure you check out our membership options, become part of the MCO community. Tomorrow, we've got our member live stream at 5 p.m. UTC. Normally, we cover around 50 additional coins, charts in those live streams. And also, check out our X channel for additional updates, news, and much more. You can find the link in the description and in the comment section. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.